Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's great to be here with you this morning, and I want to congratulate you, the industry, collectively for the obvious momentum and vigour that's now building in this Ireland's most exciting of renewable opportunities. Ladies and gentlemen, the timing of Ireland's offshore opportunity is actually second to none. From inside the industry, it feels like a long time coming, but as Sean has pointed out, we will benefit from the lessons of others. We'll build upon the infrastructure of others, and I'm going to touch on that today. But most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, our consumers will benefit from the advances in technology and the acceleration of cost reduction brought to bear by a scale, efficiency, and the understanding and management of risk. Allow me the indulgence of a short background to what we are about in Belfast Harbour. Then we'll move on to our experience in the renewable energy field and the insights we can bring. We're a trust port, so we're not a limited company. We do not have shareholders. We're independent of government, and we've got very, very limited powers to borrow to grow our business. We're sponsored by a government department, the Department of Infrastructure. They appoint our commissioners, but we're operated on a fully commercial basis. Our incorporation was by statute, dated 1847. We carry 170 years of burden of history and public accountability, and it drives us as we seek always to protect our reputation. Our statutory obligation is to operate, maintain and develop the Port of Belfast on behalf of our stakeholders. Belfast Harbour Estate comprises almost everything that you can see within the horseshoe shape of the trunk road that surrounds us. We comprise the single biggest land holding in a port in Britain and Ireland. We own and manage 2,000 acres of land and 1,000 acres of sea. We own and operate 40 kilometres of private roads, and we're actually 20% of Belfast City's land holding. We're home to a range of companies, including industrial stalwarts, Harland & Wolff and Bombardier, educational establishments, Belfast Met College, Queen's University, public service, public records, leisure and tourism. We've got Belfast City Airport, Titanic Belfast, the Odyssey Trust, amongst others. We're home to many importers and exporters. We have 9 daily ferry crossings to Great Britain, and we're home to many foreign direct investors, such as Allen & Overy and Baker McKenzie, just a few of the 700 companies who call our estate home. We operate the second port on the island and the 10th in the UK. In 2018, we handled 24.5 million tonnes of cargo, including the final wind turbines of the Walney Extension project, developed and built by Ørsted, and the first of the jacket foundations installed in East Anglia 1 this year. Our other bulk trades include fuels, feedstuffs, timber and paper, and in 2019 we welcomed 285,000 cruise passengers on over 150 vessels. We're the second biggest cruise port in Ireland and also the second in the UK. Our experience in offshore wind is fairly extensive. In 2012, on behalf of Ørsted, we developed the D1 Offshore wind construction terminal, opening it in early 2013. We remained home to Ørsted for 5 years in the RIC as they developed out their impressive pipeline of round 3 projects up until middle of last year. We created a focal point for Northern Ireland's renewable offering to the UK market. We aim to do the same in Ireland, drawing upon our experience and investment to date. We have potential for further growth, such as the strength of our land bank, and we hold planning consent for further port developments. The D1 facility is unrivaled in the RIC today. The facility is shown highlighted in red, and it is flanked by further development lands highlighted in green. Nearby are our liquid bulk terminals and RSPB Nature Reserve. And several other key service providers to the offshore sector who moved alongside Ørsted. D1 is also located on the main shipping channel, the Victoria Channel, and as such benefits from unhindered marine access. It's not tidal dependent. I've shown Harland & Wolff on the image as well. The future may not be certain for Harland and Wolff, but they have undoubted value in the sector, both in terms of skills, experience and the infrastructure. We look forward to working with them when their situation becomes clear. The D1 facility was built under permitted development rights and was contracted to a local civil engineering contractor in 2012, a £53 million contract funded entirely by Belfast Harbour commissioners and delivered in 2013. The site consists of a 480 metre long solid wall quay with a loading capacity of over 50 tonnes per square metre. We've got berthing pockets of 8.5 and 9.5 metre dredge depth with rock armour base designed specifically for the use of jack-up vessels. The channel alongside is 9.3 metre declared depth, thus ensuring no tidal restrictions for accessing the berth. Behind the quay is a 50-acre storage area with unhindered access to the quay and heavy-duty construction. The site has moved and stored some of the largest components installed in the Irish Sea today. Some images of the construction of the project from the top left. Hope you can see the laying out of 30 to 40 metre long piles and the beginning of their installation to create the quay wall. On the top right, the intense pile structure. On the bottom left, the pouring of the pile cap. On the bottom right, you can see just some of the 50,000 cubic metres of rock armour that sits in the seabed to enable the safe jacking up of installation vessels in port. Ørsted utilised our facility for the construction of West of Dudden Sands, which was 108 turbines, 389 megawatts. The Burbobank extension project, 7 megawatt Siemens turbines, 232 megawatts. And most recently, the Walney extension, 660 megawatt turbines, 660 megawatts, 8 megawatt Vestas turbines. The world's biggest at the time, including the XXL monopile, as you can see on the screen, over 1,000 tonnes per lift. Our offering to your sector, ladies and gentlemen, is a facility that was developed by and financed by Belfast Harbour thanks to a long-term agreement with our friends and colleagues in Ørsted. Financing such a facility on a project-by-project basis would be challenging, if not impossible, for the Port Authority. Today, D1 is used as a temporary home for Belfast Cruise Terminal, whilst we finalise the design on our consented dedicated cruise berth. We have other short-term uses, such as construction facilities for redevelopment of Ro-Ro and container terminals, all short-term uses. Thus, D1 is available for use under licence to the Irish market. We recognise that the range of developers in the room and in the industry mean that a project-by-project lease is probably most appropriate to service the market. It also fits with the GB Round 4 project-by-project rather than zonal award of rights. We hold further development land, as highlighted previously, ideal for further supply chain opportunities or indeed expansion of the handling facilities. We believe we're ideally suited to serve the opportunities in the Irish market, GB Round 4 and Crown Estate Scotland projects. Through our experience in over 1 gigawatt of project deployment over 5 years, we're proud to highlight the merits of the experienced and stevedoring crews, our vessel traffic managers, our port pilots, our port operations and harbour masters teams, all of whom have been on the learning curve and are committed and dedicated professionals. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a little bit of a sales pitch, but I want to leave you with my thoughts on the cost-competitive market that's being developed here in Ireland. In Belfast Harbour, we're very proud of our record in playing just a small part in the delivery of over 1 gigawatt of projects, all on time. On time means earning revenue and revenues are modelled, and also commissioning within the correct commissioning window. In the Harbour, we don't claim to have sped these projects up, but we know that we did not introduce any delays. And as the industry focuses and hones in on LCOE and life cycle costs, in Belfast Harbour we like to think we can offer quality, speed and efficiency of operation to your projects. And that to me means only one cost trajectory. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure to join you today. Look forward to the rest of the day and look forward to speaking to you, many of you during the day and in the months and years ahead. Thank you.
you.